Hey! Mwah. Who's that? Who's that? Is that Daddy? Is that River? Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about all of the benefits of water fasting. But before we get into it, did I ever tell you about that story that I did a water fast? And well, I got one of these. Hello, River. Guys, meet River. Mwah. So guys, this video we're going to talk about some of the key benefits to water fasting, and let's put it out there. I'm fully aware that I'm no doctor. I'm fully aware that I am not a scientist. I do not have a PhD. What I can tell you is that I have done 2 prolonged water fasts. One for 25 days in 2017 towards the end, and also the one I completed this year throughout January from the 1st to the 31st. So between those 2 fasts, I can definitely tell you that I believe I should have enough experience to be able to tell you what I went through, what I've researched, and what I've done and seen as a result of water fasting, short and long term. So let's get into it. Obviously, one of the main reasons that people water fast is going to be around weight loss. So let me just give you a bit of a quick overview. You're probably going to lose around, or aim to lose around 2 pounds per day. Now, many good diets on like Slimming World, for example, will say 2 pounds per week is a good, return on your investment. In a water fast, you're always going to be in a caloric deficit because you're literally, obviously, not taking in any calories. So any kind of movement, and the more active you are, obviously, the more you'll lose. On average, you're going to look to lose around 2 pounds. That's what I lost. Yes, there were days where I would lose 4 pounds. Not really many more than that. I think I had one day once where I lost 6 pounds, but then you're also going to have days where you might lose, or a pound, or there will be days in the fast where you're on the same weight, but you've got to understand that your body has made changes. You might have gained a bit more muscle if you've been working out and stuff like that. So do bear that in mind. So obviously weight loss is a key one for most people, but there are so many other benefits that I've researched along the way, and obviously that I've also come across and seen for myself. So let's move on to the whole mental attitude behind fasting. I will always tell you this. Day 4 is that key day, and after day 4 you'll find that you're not hungry anymore, or your hunger just really does lessen. But you'll also find that that's the turning point where you start to feel like a lot more zen. You start to feel a bit more love. You start to really turn a corner, and your mental health does kind of just change. Your outlook on everything changes. If you're Mr. Hangry, where you're gonna snap if you haven't eaten by like 10, 11 o'clock, which I used to be that dude, that goes away. Like you stop thinking about those things. You start to open your mind to stuff. When I first got into water fasting, I assumed I'd just be sleeping all day, when in fact, your mind is so overactive. You find, like, if you wanted to invent something, that would be the time you'd invent something, when you're doing a long water fast. You literally, I made changes to my business. I've moved forward with so many big projects while doing water fast, because you're just in another headspace. So I definitely think that mental health to an extent is something that is really positive about water fasting. It gives you that zen outcome. You're a week into fasting and your outlook's like, well, of course water fasting's natural. Of course this is what you do. We're hunter-gatherers. When we were cavemen, we didn't have breakfast, lunch and dinner and have snacks in between. They didn't have Skittles and sweet, beautiful, juicy Frutellas and all these great sweets and candies. You start to go, of course, water fasting is just normal, which means when you come off your water fast, you don't begrudge things like intermittent fasting, because you start to go, well, I don't need 3 meals a day. Yeah, you can still do your 3 meals a day, but personally, intermittent fasting, you are a-okay. So let's move on to some of the bigger ones. I noticed myself, I used to have sinus problems. So I'd say problems like I would always have to blow my nose quite a lot. I found that I've got like when you have real sinus pain, that completely went when I first did my water fast. Also on my first water fast, I was snoring. I think that was because I was clearly overweight. That went away after, I'd say, about a week or two. My sinus problems went away around after a week. I was no longer breathing heavy because obviously my body weight had come down. So all these kind of things are good for you. But from a scientific aspect as well, you're looking at the benefits such as the decrease in blood diseases and heart diseases. These are really important things for you to look at in terms of what your future looks like and why it's really good to water fast. Again, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, but I've done a lot of research and I've got experience in doing this. So if you're someone that has diabetes or asthma and things like that, really think about water fasting because it's something that you can do. It's free. And let me just make something really clear for you right now. And some of the research that I've done, it will just give you common sense. Most doctors aren't going to recommend a water fast to you because obviously the money for everything is in the cure. The money in everything is to sell you prescriptions. And if we could go around and go, do you know what? Most diseases could be cured by a water fast. Who would be making money? So most doctors aren't going to go out their way to recommend it to you. But there's a lot of scientists out there which will tell you, and they've studied and they've proven it to you, that water fasting is fantastic for your body. It helps you inside and out. So next on the agenda, I really want to talk about the water fasting and the effect it has on the body in terms of how it can repair certain elements and certain aspects of your body. So let's talk about everything internal now. Let's talk about metabolism. So I've noticed from when I first started water fasting, when I did that first water fast in 2017, my metabolism just completely changed. So I remember when I first started to reintroduce food, it was kind of like pooing like a teenager again, which is so weird. Like, I remember my bowel movements were just completely different to what they had been for the last like 5 years plus. So that's something that was, you know, a real eye-opener to me. And that was something that still continued to this day. That's something that kept with me from after that first water fast. So speeding up your metabolism is a key thing for you, and obviously that helps you keep your weight off and so on and so forth, because there's no secret that I eat a lot when I'm not fasting. It's part of my job, it's part of what I do. So having that ability to have that sped up metabolism, and also I found like if I just woke up and I had an apple and some water, bang, like I would straight away have to run upstairs and it cleared me out completely. So big up the Apple gang. That is the new energy drink, because that was one way to just really wake you up and really flush your system. I'm also going to talk about body repair in terms of, I used to have like some skin tags, and when I first did my water fast, they just disappeared. And when I say they disappeared, they didn't like drop off, they literally just smoothed over, like they just went. And also some of my scars, so some of the scars that I have on my body that were quite big, again, they started to shrink. Now the research behind that is because, so if you have grown up in a Western world, so you're looking at, so obviously most of Europe, if you're looking at the US, we have so much like pesticides and stuff like that in our food that we'd never really notice, and therefore they live inside us. So the more we eat, the more we feed those pesticides within us. And what happens is when you're starving those and you're doing a water fast, they look for things to eat. So what they'll start to do is eat at your dead skin cells. They'll start to eat at your so like I said, my skin tags and all kind of things inside you, they'll start to eat at. And this includes tumors. So I'm going to move on now to the next phase, which is any kind of tumor that you have inside you. If you're doing a prolonged water fast, what you're doing is you're shrinking those tumors because of what I've just said, or also you're stopping them from growing. Now, moving on to another subject that I've seen a lot in my research has been the fact that a water fast can help pause, prolong, shrink, and in some cases cure cancer. Now, again, I'm no doctor, and no doctor is ever going to tell you to water fast to cure cancer. And please don't do that. If you do have cancer and you're watching, or you know of someone, obviously continue to do your chemo, continue to do what you're being told by a professional. But what I tell you from my point of view is, if I was ever diagnosed with cancer, touch wood, that never happens, God forbid, I would definitely have water fast in my arsenal of things that I would do. Because if something can pause it, shrink it, or prolong it because you're starving it, then that's something that I'm open-minded to. I'm expecting in the comments to be split on that. There'll be people calling me crazy, and there'll also be people going, actually, I've read it, or it makes sense, or I've researched it. But I don't know anything about cancer. I'm not at that level. That's well above my pay grade. But what I will tell you is, from what I've researched from scientists and so on and so forth, there's been rare cases where it's been cured. So I'm not saying that it's the cure, but if it slows it down, and if it can shrink it, then we'll move on to the next one. So another key benefit that is probably going to help a lot of you is going to be around the benefits to your skin. So a lot of people will openly come up to me and be like, Shane, you look so much younger, you look like a completely different person. People that have known me from when I was young or a teenager will be like, wow, you've taken 10 years off your life. So like, some people are just looking for that, and that will really help you. Through the process, your skin is going to dry out because you get dehydrated, but a major benefit, especially as you come off the fast, is that you do start to look really younger. Your skin completely changes. And like I said, through experience, people have all come up to me and said, Shane, you look completely different. So I don't know. I'm not going to say guess my age in the comment section, because I might end up coming out of this quite offended. But yeah, you do come out looking younger, and I think that's obviously a good benefit for quite a lot of people. So I noticed there's a lot of inflammation. So I have had a lot of inflammation in the past. Water fasting is definitely something that will cure that. But I've also seen that loads of places throughout of anything that I've researched, that it will really help you with that. So if you've got any kind of inflammatory diseases, or if you've got anything that's kind of linked to that, then again, be open-minded to a water fast. So just remember, none of these things are going to be cures. None of these things are going to be, I don't know, like, we're not going to change the world here, but these are things that are going to definitely help you slow it down. And you know what? There probably is some cures in there, and I hope that that works out for people. And another one for you guys out there that are into your weight training. So any of you that have heard of GHG, which is what some people actually inject themselves with to try and like bulk up. Water fasting can actually help you with your growth hormone. So again, things like that. It just gives you more natural protein, more natural growth hormone, which is going to be key to quite a lot of people. So that's another one for you guys to look out for. So obviously you've got things like, I'm just looking at some of my notes, sorry if I keep looking away. You've got things like gastritis, irritable bowel syndrome, constipation, diarrhea, gas, all those kind of things that you'll find will shrink. I'd say the gassy stuff, I noticed, like, going back to that whole moment where you kind of had that eye-opener, you know, are we supposed to be drinking loads of cans of Coke a day? They're obviously clearly gassy. They're clearly, I don't know, should they be inside us? So once you start doing that water fast, you realise that a lot of your gas goes away. And when you realise that all your gas is starting to go and all that, then you start to kind of wonder why. And then you wonder, well, why do you have that build up of gas inside you? So again, start to think about these things. Again, make up your own mind on everything, and of all the points that we bring up, have your own opinion on things. Research it, do your own research. If you're doing a water fast to lose weight, great for you. If you're doing it for any other benefits, great for you. But we're looking at the why this could be important for you and what are key benefits. So let's also talk about some of the more fun ones. So once you break your water fast, you've got to understand that it's like being a baby again in terms of your taste buds. So I noticed that I could taste different elements of food that I just didn't kind of appreciate or understand before. The different layers, like I remember eating certain foods and I could taste how many different flavors and spices went into something. And that in itself makes you have a newfound love and appreciation for food. So I think that's one of the key things. There is that like eureka moment, or that, like, some people say it's an orgasmic feeling when you have your first food. I've done my fast breaking experience video. I'm not sure if it'll be up by the time I release this, but I can assure you, like, that experience of eating again after you've done a long fast is crazy. Like, it does reset your taste buds, and for that in itself, it's well worth doing. Now let's talk about the beginning of the video. And you noticed that I did a water fast and then we ended up with River. So let's just be clear here. I did my water fast in November of 2017. In August, at the end of August, River was born. So let's do the maths. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, 9 months. So again, I'm no scientist, but what I will tell you is it's a bit, you know, 9 months after. So we obviously conceived River straight after me doing a water fast. The reason we called him River was because we've obviously linked the two. We wanted like a water-based name. It was quite unique. There aren't many rivers around. We played with a few names, but River kind of stuck. Mainly because of the water fast. We hope it will be a nice story for him when he's older. But to take it back, my partner and I at the time, we weren't ever trying for a baby. But we weren't, you know, my partner hadn't taken contraception for a year. And, you know, in the back of the head, you do kind of feel like, I know I personally was feeling like, what, am I too old to have kids now? Like, whoa, like what's going on? You start to panic. But something obviously happened throughout that time I was fasting for her to conceive straight away. Because I think we were both having that feeling. Again, we weren't actively trying throughout the year, but we did a lot of, you know, and nothing had happened leading up to the water fast. So I'm going to leave you to make your mind up on that one. And if I'm honest, brutally honest, obviously we weren't having a lot of intercourse at the time of the fast. So therefore it wasn't like we were doing it like rabbits because there was nothing else to do. It was the opposite to that. We probably must have only did it like once or twice during that fast. That's probably way too much information. I'm so sorry. But I want to give you that eye-opener. And the reason why is, I obviously, since she conceived, we were kind of just trying to understand how and why. We did some research, or I did some research, and a lot of that was kind of like, it opens you up. It unblocks all your tubes, let's put it that way. It unblocks you. And for guys that, oh, how do I not get this video demonetized? Guys, you know, like when you're a teenager and you're whatever in, like, and like bang, it hits the ceiling, like everything's great, like those ones, like that kind of comes back after water fasting. So you unclog yourself. Guys, I'm so sorry if this is too much information. Ladies, I'm ever so sorry. Like, please don't think of me in any other way. I'm just trying to be truthful with you, because that to me is a major event in my life, and I feel that it's something definitely worth sharing, because if that can help anyone out there that's going through something, I know that I've seen people that have found it hard to conceive, and part of me has been like, do I want to tell you about the water fast? I don't know. But this is different. I'm talking to a camera. I don't know any of you. But if you're going through something and this can help you, then who am I to not tell you about it? If not, it's just a huge, crazy coincidence. And I apologize, but I think we can definitely see that there was definitely something there. Come on, exactly 9 months later, we conceived exactly around that time. Yeah, there's definitely something there that's linked to it. And again, going into what I researched, I think it's very plausible. But guys, I'm going to wrap up the video on that there. I think that's probably the best note to go out on. But before I do that, I just want to thank absolutely everybody that has commented and viewed on these previous videos around water fasting. Just because a lot of you guys are telling me that I'm motivating you, which to me is so strange, because you guys are motivating me. You guys are really motivating me, so I have to just thank you for that. And I feel like we have like a community now, because I'm seeing some of the same names pop up, and I've gained so many subscribers through this, and I just want to thank each and every one of you, and I really want to give back to you. So I'm going to be doing some more videos around obviously fasting. I'm going to be doing a video soon around how to prepare for your fast. I'm going to be doing some videos about being on your fast and what to expect, and you know, all those bits that tie in what you know, if you're seeing or noticing things, it's okay to see or notice those things, or it's okay to not. And then I'm going to do one around what happens after your fast, how you break your fast, how you come out of that, and what you do to keep your weight off. Because I feel that, you know, a lot of you guys are tuning into these videos because you want answers, or you're curious and you want to take those first steps. So thank you for allowing me to be part of your decision-making process. And I hope also that there's something in this video that triggers something for any of you guys out there that's going to really help you on your journey. And as with all of the videos so far, I've managed to be able to get back to absolutely everyone that I can, because I think it's really important to be able to do so. If you have any questions, I'll also be doing some Q&A videos. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'll try and get back to you directly, or some of them I'm going to say I'll get back to you, but I'll save for a video so we can probably get this out to more people. But I just want to thank you all. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you don't have an account, like, sign up, get one, subscribe, it'd be major cool. But guys, thank you so much. Please subscribe, follow me on all my social media channels. So I'm at Shane Williams on absolutely everything. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, absolutely everything. Make sure you follow me over there. We can chat about whatever we want to. But guys, thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching me, thanks for helping me, thanks for allowing me to help you. And guys, it's been emotional. Let's keep going. And for those of you that are going through a fast at the moment, keep on pushing, because there's so many of you that are going through a fast and you're messaging me, I'm on X day, and now that is what gives me like, it just makes me feel so good, man. So thank you so much, and just keep going, keep strong, all of you. Peace. See you in the next one.